Well, I do now what my body allows me to do. I've got a bad knee, so I can't run and I can't cycle. As a result, I've turned my attention towards the swimming pool, and I have a 25-metre pool nearby, and I try and swim 66 lengths, which I believe is a mile. I try and get through 3 or 4 miles a week, depending on my work schedule. Somebody told me a few years back that the heart is the most important muscle in the body and you've got to exercise it. So I find swimming a very good way of doing that. And my other exercise is walking. Sometimes I'll put a little brace on my knee or whatever, but I try and get through 10,000 steps a day, and I certainly try and do that at least 5 times a week. So I think on the fitness front and active front, I'm trying to do whatever I can. Well, I would think nowadays my relationship with food is much healthier than it once was. I think in my earlier life, I wasn't so concerned about what my intake was. Now, I think I've got it right, but I've done it in a kind of a roundabout way, because about 10 years ago now, and thankfully I'm over it, I was diagnosed with something called Meniere's disease, which affects the inner ear and it causes balance problems. And the consultant assured me that I could manage it by altering my diet. So I cut out alcohol pretty much from my diet. Caffeine is gone. I don't eat chocolate or cheese. I have to avoid sulfites. And I think also processed food and all the sulfites are contained in that. And as a result of all of that, I'm eating fresh produce in the main, which is much healthier. And thankfully, you know, I'm feeling good on the back of it. So I think in getting Meniere's disease and the advice I gained from that, things are much more favourable for me now. Well, this is about as easy as it comes for me, because I'll always be passionate about football. Because when I was a child, when I was a little nipper, I always seemed to have a ball at my feet, and it was my dream to become a professional footballer. And once I began to realise I have a chance of doing that in my mid-teens, everything was dedicated that way. And thankfully, I made it onto the big stage. Not as long as I would have liked it to last, but it was great while it lasted. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I have immense pride from that. And to be able to turn that then into the broadcasting side of things and stay attached to the game, and try and become a better broadcaster, I've had a real passion for that as well. So yeah, in terms of passion in my life, football has absolutely dominated it.